Hi, my name is Mike Martuzza, and I'm a franchise consultant. I have worked in the franchise industry for over 20 years as the owner of a master franchise, as a franchisee, and as a franchise broker. My goal in doing that is to help you understand if franchising is a good fit for you, and also, if so, to find a franchise that's a great fit for your goals, skills, budget, and expectations. My first venture into franchising after I left the corporate world was in a franchise called Action Coach, and that is a business coaching franchise. So as an action coach, you go out and you help other business owners, especially small business owners, learn to run their business where it's taking them less time in the business and ultimately more money out of the business. So, it's about spending less time doing the function of the business and spending time building the business. So I worked at a variety of technology companies, starting with what was then AT&T in the early 80s. And essentially I came in as an analyst, but sort of moved up through different areas and became a project manager, a product manager, and then an international product manager at AT&T International. Allowed me the chance to travel the world, see a lot of things, and work with people in different cultures. After that, I went through a variety of companies, basically creating deals and putting agreements together between the company that I worked with and other companies where we could either license technology out, license it in, or do spin-offs of patents that we had developed. As an individual, if I'm looking for a business to buy, I want something that's going to fit my goals, my skills, my budget, and my expectations. So that can be, how much money do I want to put into the business to get it started, get it running? How much money do I ultimately need to get out of the business, and how fast do I need to get there? The other parts of that are cultural. Are you good at what the owner of those types of businesses does? You don't have to love the people that you're working with or for, but you have to get along with them and be able to do business with them over a period of time. Whether you're looking at a franchise business or not, I always believe the first step an individual needs to take is to understand what they want to do in the business. What role do you want to take on? What are you good at doing? How are you going to make the biggest contribution to the business? The ultimate goal is that you need to find something that you're going to be really great at doing and you're going to enjoy doing every day. It really doesn't matter what the business does, what the final output is that are you going to be good at whatever the owner of the business needs to do to make that business successful? When you look at the franchise market in the United States, there are about 3,000 different franchises that you could look at before making a decision. Now, the roles and responsibilities of the owners of all those businesses, some are similar and some are very different. That's what's really so great about looking at franchise businesses is that no matter what function you're good at, be it sales, be it marketing, be it operations, there's going to be a great fit out there for what you're trying to accomplish and the unique set of skills that you're bringing to your business. One of the other things you need to learn about yourself is how much status, both internal and external, is going to play into your decision on a business. So besides the money, are you going to be happy with what you're doing every day? Are you going to be proud with the product or service that you're providing? For example, over the past couple of years, I've talked to a couple of clients about a franchise that goes into people's yards and in public parks and other places and basically picks up pet dropping, be it dogs, be it geese, and other things. And I really get two reactions to this. One is usually somebody who would tell me, like, I don't care how great an opportunity the business is, I could not go to my holiday parties, I could not face my family and tell people that my business picked up dog poop. On the other hand, I have people who say, as long as it can get me to my goals, I really don't care what the business does as long as it's moral, ethical, and legal. If it's a need and I can fill the need and make money, that's a good business for me. As you're thinking about getting into or buying a business, I would think the most important thing you need to do before you do anything is to talk to your spouse or significant other about buying a business and being responsible for a business. One of the things I talk about in my book, The Franchise Rules, is about the dangers of what we call spousal ambush. And that essentially happens when you go off and do all the research yourself and think about buying your own business, but you don't bring your spouse or significant other into the process along with you. So think about it in terms of one of the nature shows that runs on public television. They're showing the savannah in Africa, and these herd of wildebeest are migrating across the savannah. Eventually, they all come to a riverbank. The bank that you're on now is the bank where you're looking for a job or you have a job. Now, your goal is to get to the other side of that river. Think about the other side as being your own business, be it a franchise or something else. Now, the only problem in crossing this river is the river's full of alligators because they know when the migration's occurring. You're trying to get from the job world to the business world, and you need to cross this river. You always see pictures of the wildebeest crossing the river, and every once in a while you see one of the wildebeest get 3 legs out of the water before the crocodile grabs the leg and drags them back into the river. If you don't bring your spouse along, your significant other along during the process, you'll have done all this work like the wildebeest migrating across the savannah, getting to the river, getting across the river with 3 legs, and that 4th leg, picture your spouse grabbing you and dragging you back. That is spousal ambush, and it is something you definitely want to avoid. In addition to spousal ambush, think about it from their perspective. If you're going off and doing all of these activities around maybe buying a business, investing the hard-earned income from both of you, what would you expect the reaction to be other than, no, you're going to get a job if you don't involve them in this overall information gathering process? I think the picture as you're going forward that you're looking to paint to anybody who's involved in your decision-making process and ultimately in running the business, be it a spouse, significant other family members, they have to understand that there's work and there's effort involved, but the payoff that you can get from owning your own business, operating your own business, is going to be much better than most people get in the corporate world, because you're in control of your situation. You're making decisions as opposed to having people tell you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. As you're looking for a business, be it a franchise business or not, the first things you have to think about are going to be qualitative in nature. Or in other words, you're looking for a business and you're looking to see how you're going to feel about the business, about running a business. This is a question about, and frankly, not everybody is cut out to be a business owner or even a franchise owner. And before you spend money on what might be a perfectly great franchise concept, you want to make sure that you're a good fit for that concept. Make sure you feel good about the concept. Make sure it matches not only what you want to do, but what you're looking to get out of it for 5, 10, or more years down the road as you grow a business. Can you sell the business at some point in time if you like? Are you making money year over year from the business? Think about the business as a vehicle. Where do you want to get to in life? If you don't know where you want to get to, you don't need a car. You can stay where you are, everything's fine. But if you want to get to someplace, you have a starting point, you have a destination. A franchise or a business like a car can help you get to that destination. The next set of circumstances you're going to want to consider are quantitative. So we're talking about timelines. When do you want to be in business? We're talking about budget. How much are you comfortable investing in a business? Now, no matter how great the franchise is, I'm always going to tell you that there's going to be some level of risk associated with it. So you need to balance off how much money you're willing to invest versus how much risk you're willing to take on in opening a business, be it your own business or be it a franchise. The other thing you want to look at is not money you're putting into the business, but money you have on the outside so you can live for a substantial period of time while you're building the business. Now, if you have a working significant other or spouse, that makes it easier. But if you're doing it on your own and you are actually leaving your job in order to create this new business for yourself, make sure you have proper resources in order to live for that period of time you think it's going to take you to make the business profitable. In one of our next videos, I'm going to talk to you about sort of expectations from a franchise. And again, this gets into the preconceived notions aspect too. So if you looked at, for instance, a very large hamburger chain out there, ultimately when you paid for everything to get that business open, it might cost you $2 million, $2.5 million. And you might be surprised to know that the average owner will make about 6% of the bottom line every single year. Again, the average of this big hamburger chain, they would do about $2 to $2.5 million a year in revenue. So what you're looking at taking out of the business for a $2.5 million investment to get in is maybe $120,000, $150,000 per year. Now, on the other hand, people are surprised when I talk to them about service-based businesses. And these businesses, since there's no large build-outs involved, buildings, equipment, seating, certain look and feel, those can be open for a much less sum of money. I mean, think about even 10 times less. Those types of businesses can drive revenue much better than this large hamburger chain. So you're looking at a return on investment year over year that might be equal to the large hamburger chain, but for which you have put in maybe 1/10 of the investment up front to get that business open. So these are the different types of things you're going to want to consider and things that I'll be talking about in upcoming videos. If any of the information that I provided generated a spark and you'd say, I'd like to know more about a franchise specifically or franchising in general or whether it's a good fit for you, click on the link below. Schedule a time. Let's talk. My services are totally free to you as I'm paid by the franchise companies to help them find people that are a great fit for their system. I want to understand what you're thinking about, why you would want to move out of the situation you're in now and look at franchising. If this sounds like you, click the link below. Let's set up a call. Can't wait to hear from you.